Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Duo Q podcast, where two lifelong friends talk about life and video games. Now, you may already notice that on this episode, there's actually three of us here. It's because we have our first guest, and I wouldn't choose any other person to be my first guest. It's probably our trio. He's probably our third, and I met him in college. His name is Sean. And I'm going to give him a little bit of time just to talk about himself, introduce things, what he likes, who he is, what it do, all that kind of stuff. So,
hi, I'm Sean. I'm the third, number three. No one else. Me. I'm number three. So, I met this guy in college. I met the other guy. Tyler, the other. In college, believe it or not, that's crazy. Weird things, There's not much else to know about me, nothing else too significant,
Very insignificant.
I like a lot of things.
Right.
One of those is video games, and shocker.
How long have you been playing video games?
How long have I been playing video games? Probably since I was 5. Different games, I think I started on the DS. No, started on the Game Boy. Game Boy, then to the DS, then to Xbox, to PlayStation, to laptop, to an actual desktop, and now it's just kind of everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you what was the first game that you remember playing?
First game that I remember playing, Pokemon Sapphire.
Pokemon Sapphire, that's a good one. What's your favorite Pokemon from that gen?
Which gen is it? I forget. First.
Shit, man. I was hoping you knew.
My memory is fucking awful. It's Suicune, Rikun. It's all of those. It's the dog generation. So probably. Well, the starter I always chose was Cyndaquil, so I'll just go with Typhlosion.
Love that for you. Is that
what's the best?
That's the one where Totodile is in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's Totodile hands down. Any other opinion is wrong, I have to say.
Ooh.
That's just my opinion. That guy's a fucking badass.
Yikes.
Tyler, what was yours? Favorite starter? It was
Favorite starter?
out of that gen. It was Totodile,
Cyndaquil,
and Chikorita or whatever.
Chikorita.
Yeah.
I just like the Gator.
Exactly.
I think
because why?
Because gators are badass.
Because alligators are badass. That's what it is. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, it's a crocodile, isn't it?
No,
but yeah,
it's the same thing.
I like that. What's the best? What's y'all's favorite Pokemon game out of all of them? Every gen, every game. Mine's Power World.
Every gen.
That's true. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good Pokemon game. Yeah.
No, I'd go with Platinum.
I would say for me, it's like, damn, that's really hard because I've played a lot of the old ones now through like emulators and stuff. But I lean more towards maybe the original Pokemon Black. Maybe.
My favorite gen is definitely Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. Out of those, it's probably Emerald because the special ones are just better usually.
It's just the other two, but with performance optimizations.
Yeah, performance optimizations. You can actually catch mostly everything. It's
true.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever raw dogged a Pokemon game?
What do you mean?
Like, no, hold on. Because I mean, we probably all have, but I mean, like, to completion. What I mean is that a lot. What I mean is that a lot of people, when they play Pokemon, play it on an emulator nowadays. And when they're doing XP grinding for their Pokemon, they use a speed up, like a frame skip or whatever to make it all faster. Did as a kid, did you ever actually complete a Pokemon game, or was the grind too much as a kid?
Both Leaf Green and Fire Red. I had both, and I did both of them to Elite Four.
I feel like I was too. Nah, like when I was younger, I couldn't do it.
I also did, I think, Diamond and Platinum.
Yeah.
Diamond and Platinum were the ones that I did.
It was too much grinding.
Which one's the pink one?
I think the pink one is
pink one.
There's Diamond, Platinum, which is the one with the both of them, and that's like the dark Pokemon with like the
Giratina.
Yeah, Giratina. I don't remember which one Dialga was on the front of. Oh, that was Diamond. The one Palkia was on?
So it's Pearl. Yeah, so
Pearl. That's Pearl, it. I did not complete Pearl.
I have Raw Dogged to completion. Leaf Green, Fire Red, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Platinum, and Pearl. Yes. Okay.
That's crazy.
That was like Game Boy and DS for me. Like, it was Pokemon.
I guess my first console was probably a DS. Actually, I don't know if I got the GameCube first, but I'm imagining that I never had a Game Boy. I skipped straight to DS whenever that came out. But not when it came out. I actually didn't get a DS till DSi.
Yeah, I had
probably because I was a late bloomer in gaming.
That was when I stopped playing DS.
I had a DS, but I never had a Game Boy. For me personally, I missed that train. I have a bunch.
I also never had a Wii.
Yeah, I have a bunch of DS games that I remember. Go ahead.
Not in the scope of the original question, but I also have Raw Dogged Pokemon Rangers. I fucking love Pokemon Rangers.
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
What on earth is that?
Pokemon Rangers? Alright, so you don't have Pokeballs, you have like Ranger Spheres, right? You don't capture and enslave them.
Yeah.
Instead, you put the sphere around them and it makes them happy enough to help you for a little bit. And then you're like the Pokemon police.
Yeah, okay.
Pokemon for liberals.
No,
them liberal snowflakes got a Pokemon game.
I thought for a second,
brother.
I thought for a second you made shit up and you just wanted to loop it back into the joke. Because when you said it's not Pokeballs, I thought you were gonna say it's Pal Spheres. Or like, very good game. Like, but. No, I mean for the DS, that was my first like handheld too for sure. Like I played DS games before I started playing like mobile games and whatnot, and there's some pretty good memories of those. I had Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story. That was a fucking banger one. I had Lego Battles. That shit was crazy. Lego Battles was an RTS that was Lego based, and they had like a Knights faction, a Pirates faction, and then like the Weeb faction. I think they called them Samurais or whatever. And that was a fucking badass one. I remember it was a fucking RTS on a DS, so it was probably like, kind of dog shit if I went back and like looked at it retrospectively, but
by today's standards.
Yeah, but like I love that game as a kid. I remember I had a rage problem when I was younger, and I think me and Tyler talked about it a little bit too. But I mean, like on a previous podcast, but I mean like younger. Like I got over it for the most part going into like high school.
Except when you played that League of Legends.
Yeah, except when League of Legends hits different.
Yeah, that was where it gets channeled into.
I remember that I would still have my DS today but I got like I remember I was like 11 or 12 or like 13 or whatever, and I had a fit of Spurg rage. I wasn't even raging at a DS game. Like I was just I was mad, and
Your DS was nearby.
Yeah, I don't remember why I was mad, but my DS was just chilling. Tyler, do you remember my room at my dad's house, the OG room, where there was that brown wooden shelf that where like
pretty much right under your window.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You just pulled a camera out of your screen. You pulled a cat out of your camera.
Hell yeah, cat bees. And then, but like, so I had my DS laying there. I wasn't even mad at the DS. I remember I got up from my bed. I picked up my DS and I opened it and I just snapped it. Like I was holding it by the screens. I just snapped it in half. I was like, fuck.
That's messed up.
I don't remember why. Like I said, I wasn't even playing a DS game. I just like, it didn't even do anything. It didn't fuck around. It just found out. Like it, and honestly, I think the reason I did it is because by that time I wasn't using it at all anymore, and I never really missed it. Like after, I didn't have that moment where I calmed down and like felt regret. I was just like, I haven't played that in like 9 months anyway, or like some shit like that. So I was like, what is what it is. But nowadays, it's like it'd be cool if I still had it and could like, go back and play some of the shit I used to. But I just thought that was a funny little story because it didn't even do anything. I just fucking killed it.
What did I do? I got my cat too in on it.
True.
Yeah.
So
Nick, you should go pick up Athena.
She would not like that. It is what it is. But yeah, so I mean, we met you in college actually. So
that's crazy. College. I still have the shirt I was wearing.
Yeah, the League of Legends supports shirt.
I have no idea where it is, but I still have it somewhere.
So for me, it was when I was going to college. I didn't actually ever end up going for what I actually like kind of wanted to, but when I was young, like I'm old now, but like when I was young and going to college, I ended up going for information technology because it was like a more realistic career path in the eyes of my parents at the time. I wasn't really a strong enough individual to like fight for what my dream was at the time, so I kind of just went anyway. Sean, when I was doing the intro exam where they kind of like filter out like, are you too dumb for college? Or I don't even know what is it to like determine how, is there a point where you can be too dumb for college? Do you know, Sean? Can you grade poorly enough on that intro thing that they're just like, nah, we don't want you?
Yes.
Well, then I passed. I'm the GOAT.
Well, no, not that one. No, not PTC.
Yeah.
But yes, you can be too dumb for college, but not for the college we went to.
Okay, so then I was probably dumb. But
they accept literally anyone.
So when I was doing the intro test, I came in on my first day. We were fashionably late because I'm a gangster. So like I was one of the last people in the room, and there were like 2 or 3 chairs left in the whole room. And I sat down again. I sat down next to this funny little white guy with like the Jew Fro and the League of Legends support shirt. I was like, get a load of this fucking guy. We didn't say a word to each other like beforehand. I feel like because everyone in the room was like, slightly stressed. You're about to take like a little like academic like pre-test thingy or whatever. But I remember after when like, everyone was like, oh yeah, we're all done, da 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 da, and like the whole room just kind of started talking until it was time to like leave so the next portion of people could take the tests. I remember in that like after phase, I was like looked at them and I was like, so you play League of Legends, huh? And so then we started talking about League of Legends for like half an hour, and honestly, it's all history after that. We were going.
We should really make
Legends.
We should make a friends tier list.
Yeah.
Friends tier list.
Yeah, like in any other friend group that would be considered moderately offensive.
An objective friends tier list.
But like, I just don't think anyone in our group is gonna care.
No.
Maybe like last place will be like, man, what the fuck,
man.
But like, what did I even do? And I'd be like, well, I mean, we don't talk to you as much as the other ones. And it's
That's
true. All right.
Yeah, I mean
guess
that
so.
that would actually be difficult to
We
do for
start
me.
pulling up bygone friends. Like Allie comes up, is like, oh.
D tier.
That's crazy.
I won't even say F. I mean, I wouldn't even like put them in the tier list. It's not that I hate them. It's just like,
Yeah,
are you
people
my
like that, I
are
wouldn't
you
put
my
in the tier
friend if I
list.
haven't talked to you for like 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess maybe if you came back one day and you were like, "Hey, we buds," it'd be like,
Well, why not?
Why
I mean,
not?
I guess.
you know,
You
But
I don't
it-
have
that
anything
makes
wrong
me
with
hate
you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're
Yeah.
actively like friends right now, though. But friend tier list,
So-
we're gonna have to do that in a bonus episode.
So, Sean, have you ever watched the podcast at all?
Nope.
Okay. I kind of figured by the fact that you weren't subbed before
Yeah.
we started this, but I
You know,
wrote
I
it
had
down as
lost-
like
yeah.
a little meme question because I was like, I wonder if this guy has watched a single second of this podcast.
Yeah.
That one clip you posted, I saw that.
Oh, the shorts. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. That works.
But yeah, no. I don't see. They're now that I like at work have the way to like watch things and just like do that with the earbud or whatever. I'm probably going to. It's much more likely. But I shit you not. I subscribed like 3 minutes before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
Loyal
Real.
subscriber.
Real. Just like every viewer watching this right now is about to, unfull screen it because they have a full screen. It's their whole life.
Obviously.
And then
Yeah,
they're
of
going
course.
to subscribe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
and like the
Um,
video.
Yeah, and they're gonna like
And
the video.
share
They're
it.
gonna drop a
And
comment being
and
like,
then share it. Yeah.
"Yeah,
Oh my god!
that part with that was great.
The Pokemon!
Yeah.
I like the Pokemon!
Yeah, my favorite Pokemon game is Power World 2. Yeah, things
Real.
like that. Yeah.
Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Your mom needs to watch this podcast.
That's true.
True.
Everyone should
That's
watch
true.
this
We're
podcast.
just real people talking about real shit. And
So
video
real. In video game.
Real.
Real.
What the next real thing is
Mm.
we should talk about? Why did we each go to college?
I'll let you guys
I
touch
can-
on that
yeah, I can
first,
start.
since
I
I
I feel like
already.
I haven't
have to.
yapped.
Yeah.
I can go.
Mm.
Because I feel like mine's kind of boring. I was like, so basically, right? You just kind of assume. I feel like I don't think I was pressured as much. I would say it was like 50% pressure, 50% my decision. I didn't feel as much pressure to go, but I would still say that was part of it. Yeah, you just kind of assume after you're graduating, and it's like in high school, there's a lot of focus on like who's going where next. And it's like there's not really anybody talking about, well, I'm not going to do a damn thing after this. This was it. This was it for me. I'm going to fall off real quick after this. And
Yeah.
like basically, no one was talking about that. All
We
the
do
focus
not scale.
by the education system is like, okay, now you go to the next one. This one's optional, but it, costs your entire life savings. Oh, and it puts you in years of debt. Yippee!
You know me. I'm gonna go peak in high school.
Real. I'm not peaking. You didn't peak in high school. You're still out here getting cuter.
So real.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, what do I want to do? And then I looked at random colleges. There was one that Alyssa and I had both toured before because we were both in Votech during high school taking classes at a Votech, and we had a walkthrough of a college that had the thing we were learning. What we were learning was like how to be like a health assistant. So not like a nurse, but like, health assistant, RNA. Yeah, registered nursing assistant. And so we went to this college, which is PTC, Pittsburgh Technical College, and then we looked around, we took the tour, and it was like, oh, okay, that's cool. We obviously learned about like that specific class, but So that was like one of the first because I was exposed to it. It was one of the cheapest colleges, surprisingly enough, even though it still costed a lot. But cheaper than the other things that I was possibly looking at, like Shippensburg or definitely St. Francis. That would have been awful. And also had classes that I personally wanted or felt like I could enjoy taking. So I went there for multimedia technology, where it has like classes like photography, cinematography, video production, things like that. Those are just like some of the main classes that we take, and like video editing and stuff like that. And that was stuff that I had done in high school on League of Legends montages that are still currently uploaded on my YouTube channel. Like the first few montages I ever made, I made them in school sometimes. Like I would come in with a little USB drive that had my League of Legends plays on it, and I would spend a computer class during school hours editing the video. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm doing some video editing over here, doing what I'm supposed to do during this class. So that's how it is.
Did you ever turn it in as like the product of an assignment?
No. Unfortunately not, mostly because like the education system is very against creativity and smiling. So yeah, it was like we had assignments that we had to do, but I was much faster than pretty much my entire class at recording/editing videos. So I was also in the class where you would make the announcements for the school that would play in like the middle of the day. And so I would make videos for the school announcements daily. I would make videos for my classes specifically daily because I had like 2 computer classes back to back at one point, both doing that. And so I would do the assignment so fast, and everyone else would take like the whole class to work on it. I would just get it done so fast in like the first like 10 minutes, and I'd turn it in, and the teacher at the time, who was filling in for the permanent teacher, really liked it. And then I would just continue to either play League of Legends that I downloaded on the Macs there, or edit my League of Legends montages. You know how it be. The grind never stops, for real.
Yeah.
You be out here grinding. But yeah, so I'd already had an interest in that, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to go to YouTube. Wait, what? I'm going to go to college, learn all this stuff about making really good videos, taking really good pictures, doing all that stuff. And then I am going to do that. But the sad reality of college is that they will bombard you with tons of garbanzo that you didn't really... That's not like your main thing. You didn't sign up for that. So like, are we going to teach you literature classes that all of you are going to get A's on every time because you'd have to be an actual hobo to not get an A on this garbage? So
hey man, that's
make sure you show
hobos.
up to that for every day for like an hour. It's like, bruh.
The extra class. There were people who failed out of my program because they
That's
couldn't
unreal.
complete the extra classes.
We had a class called critical thinking.
Yeah, I think I had 2 people in my program that failed critical thinking.
Okay, well maybe that's like the what's that word where like the weak die and the strong prevail?
Yeah, natural
selection.
Yeah,
natural selection.
Yeah, they put barriers there, and if you fumble those, you're like, yeah, you weren't gonna make it anyway, bro. Just get out.
Yeah, so the electives I had to take, not to cut you off, but to like add on, critical thinking, math, reading. I didn't have to take math. I tested out of it. And speech.
Oh, I also tested out of math.
Yeah.
I tested out of literature too, but I still had to take literature 1. It's like, isn't that the more basic class?
You tested out of literature 2? How did you test out of literature 2? But
oh no, that wasn't what happened. I tested out of all the maths, like math 1 and math 2.
Yeah.
And then literature was a class that you had to take for my specific thing, whether you tested out of it or like tested positively there or not. So no matter what your scores were there, you had to take it.
I was actually like the inverse of you guys, where I tested out of literature, but I had math because I've always been meh at math at best.
I think math was optional and test outable for us because IT like probably requires a lot more math, like coding, things like that.
Oh, you needed an insane score to test out of it in ours. Like it was, you needed like higher than average to test out of it for IT. I tested out of it. I didn't test out of English though because punctuation. Fuck punctuation. You don't need it.
It's all
Like
fake.
yeah, it's fake. Just say it in your head and stop where it makes sense. Like, oh my god.
That's not always true.
All right, you're failing verbal literature right now.
Yeah, we're giving you an F right here, right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Because,
take my literature class now.
Yeah, fuck. Because it reminds me of those memes where, depending on what word is capitalized in a sentence, changes like the whole fucking meaning.
Let's
Or
eat
shit
grandma.
like that. Yeah. Let's eat grandma, or let us eat grandma. You know, like, or like, yeah. I was trying to think of. I think it was,
Put the comma in this sentence. Like, is it not obvious?
It doesn't need one.
Apparently, it's not, man. Holy.
Are you talking to a cannibal?
Maybe.
Like that.
Have you ever thought about that?
That's the only part where the comma is necessary. If the subject you're talking to is like, bro, of course it's let's eat grandma. Like,
And who, by the way, is calling their grandma grandma? Like, I don't go to my mom and is like, let's eat, mom. Like, who's even doing that? I'm talking to my mom.
Perchance we partake in the consumption of dinner.
No.
Wait,
An
what do
elective
you
I did
mean?
actually really like that had me debating on whether to major it at some point in the future was psychology. That shit had me. I was zoned in from second 1 to second 0 of that class.
I can't remember if I had to take psych. I don't remember my.
I would imagine IT shouldn't have to. I don't know why we had. I think it might have been an optional elective.
I remember critical thinking. I remember that in our critical thinking class, me and Sean were in the same one. And yeah, and literally half of the class, like the back half of the class, would, because it was a lot of the IT kids in the same class, would play video games in the back of the class and not pay attention to like a second of it. Yeah, I remember some of the kids that I never like became friends with in the IT course. Like there was that like one skinny, kind of like dirty blonde dude. I really couldn't give you more descriptors than that, so you might not even.
Fuck, I don't remember his name, but
you kind of probably get the idea of who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking
about. Wore
a
lot of jeans.
Jeff. His name was Jeff.
Long sleeve shirts.
My name's Jeff.
Pretty frequently.
Probably shouldn't use actual names, huh?
I don't fuck. If they
this
get
guy name dropped first and last name of a girl in our school, talking about us looking at her because she was hot.
That's true. That's true and real. I did.
You might have to go back later and edit that out, but also the Jeff, his name is Jeff. Yeah, I'm making a lot of problems right now if you do actually have to go back and edit.
It's just, I mean, it's Jeff.
Bro,
it's first
the name Jeff. If they find him, the specific him off of the information Jeff in critical thinking, then they were gonna find him anyway.
They deserve it. Like they deserve it.
That's true.
Yeah. True. I mean, thanks for finding Jeff. Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
Real. But yeah, I remember that guy used to play like survival games and MOBAs and like critical thinking and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I joined eventually. I started playing Slay the Spire in critical thinking class.
So, Sean, why did you go to college?
Oh my fucking god, we're still on this.
Yeah, I did yap quite a bit, but I felt like
For me, it's really simple.
I was more
right?
complaining about the education system for half of my yapping.
I knew IT. It was. I had to go do something with computers. Something with computers. I don't care what. I like computers. So it was IT or something else. I can't even fucking remember at this point. And sorry if you're gonna have to bleep this out. I'm very vulgar. I curse. a lot.
Nah.
I only do it in the clips
Oh, the clip. Oh, okay.
because I feel like the clips could blow up, and I want to reach a wider audience. And the people that are gonna watch like a full 2 hour or an hour and a half podcast
don't care.
are people who are dedicated anyway.
Yeah, but anyway,
They're not gonna click off half an hour in because of an F-bomb.
Something with computers. That was it. IT was really easy to get into because PTC was really easy to get into.
True.
It was. I like I said, I don't remember at this point. My memory's too bad. What it was a toss up between, but it was like one program in PTC or another program in PTC. IT won out because I like computers. That's quite literally like I could see myself like fixing computers and like troubleshooting computers. So go to school for it, get the degree, and then like get a job in it.
Do you remember like how many people got like how many people were in your class on like the last day compared to how many people were in it on the first day?
So when I started the 18-month program, there were 3 or 4 classes of 30 people.
Yeah.
By the time we got to the end,
All starting at the same time?
yes,
The IT
3 or
program
ours was small.
big.
3 or 4 classes of about 30 people. They were actually probably about 32 people. It was 3. I think it was 3.
There were
32.
There were people starting. There were people who were taking IT classes at the exact same time that we were. That I did not know who they were. I literally didn't see them or know them.
Yeah,
that is so weird because my class was like it was one class. Everyone was everyone who joined that quarter for that program was in one class.
Yeah, I mean,
so there were no like extra people.
PTC's IT classes were like pretty big because it's a technical college, so like IT and computer science were big courses.
Yeah, but there were 3 or 4. I can't remember. I think it was 3 of 32, like around there people. At the end, it was one group of people, and I think that went down to like 20.
Hell yeah. But y'all made it.
There was
That's
3
crazy.
there was 3 major friend groups.
It's like an IRL.
There was the
Royal
one
Rumble.
I was in, and then there was the one Jeff was in.
Mhm.
And then there was like a few stragglers that like weren't friends with anyone, and the people who continued and like got actual bachelor's degrees instead of associate's degrees.
How does it feel to win Fortnite IRL?
Huge. I mean, I'm so using it right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, really using that degree.
You want to know what winning Fortnite IRL got me? $14,000 in student loans. Yeah, $14,000 in student loans. Let's
not
go,
a damn
baby.
thing else.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's
they got
right.
me friends.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I mean, like, who cares about that though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we wouldn't be having
$14,000
this
student loans.
podcast.
Yeah, here's the thing though, right? With the scholarships that I got, I didn't pay for the classes. I paid to live there.
Wow.
If I didn't live in the dorms, I wouldn't have student loans.
Should have just lived in your car.
Or I would have had like so little student loans that they'd be gone already.
Cover yourself up with water bottles
Yeah.
Yeah.
in your old car.
Oh my god.
Ole. First time I got in your car, I was dumbfounded. I had never seen that many empty water bottles in one place.
So many water bottles.
Like, wow, this guy is hydrated. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, Sean was like
Well,
the first
now they're
time
water
Sean gave
jugs,
me
they're
a ride.
gallons.
He was like, hey, don't mind that my car's a little dirty. And I was like, I've never met
No way.
a dirty car I couldn't tolerate, and that was still true. But I was like, damn, I can't even rest my feet on car. It's
See,
just on water bottles.
It wasn't dirty. It just wasn't like there was nothing disgusting in it. At least not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have like one shot the whole car with one garbage bag.
Yeah, but like it was so full of water bottles, and I
Okay,
had
maybe
water
two
bottles
garbage bags. Yeah.
yeah, two
There were a
garbage
lot
bags
of
and
water bottles.
and then there was like the 2 cases of water I kept in the back, like in the trunk.
Bro keeps that thing on him.
I remember the first time I got in, there was like a box, an empty box, because you ate it, of Popeyes in the back with the water bottles, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this guy likes Popeyes and water."
No, the Popeyes was recent. Like I had gotten that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so why did you go to college, homie Nicholas?
So I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I guess I'll give a short short version of the real story. When I'm the only one who doesn't have it. It's so sad. When sweet tea.
Blue raspberry?
How the fuck is it?
No, I just guessed.
Nick's right.
Because I'm him.
Oh, it's sweet tea?
It's sweet tea.
Because I'm him, that's why.
Do you like the sweet tea? I don't think Alyssa's tried it yet, but she has like 2 things for her.
Well, the artificial sweetener makes it taste a little weird, but it tastes like sweet tea.
Yeah.
Well, Circle, you know who to sponsor. That's all I'm saying.
I literally got this today. I've gone through the blue raspberry because I think I broke it somehow. Or not the blue raspberry, the grape one that comes in the box.
Huh.
But I think I broke it.
You should try Blackberry Burst. Pretty good. It's my favorite so far.
It's berry. It has strawberries in it, I'm pretty sure.
Blackberry Burst.
Yes.
Are you gonna die to the scent of strawberry?
It's not scent.
Yeah, huh?
It has natural flavors in it. It's not entirely scent based. It filters it through.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It got like the tube of the.
Yeah, it's not just scent. They also have ones that give like caffeine. Like,
well, what's the one that is just scent?
None of them.
I've been lied to. Anyway, I started college.
Sorry.
I started college because what I originally wanted to do was go for video game design because I had grown up with video games. I've probably been playing them since, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years old. And I've been doing it my whole life. I've loved video games every second. And I was always someone who, like, what did I do to get through high school and its boredom? I had a Google Doc where, like, for 5 years or something like that in a row, every day at high school, I would free pizza delivery.
Oh,
the whole ass pizza.
Thumbnail.
Every day I would thumbnail. There, I'll screenshot it. Sure.
I feel like if you know the one clip where Tyler Watt is showing the spaghetti to his camera, and the spaghetti just fucking slides off the plate onto his desk, and he screams. Forgot that he's in an apartment complex.
No, but really.
Oh.
I wanted to go for game design because I've been making video game ideas for I don't even remember how long, probably since I was like 11 or 12. Not all of them were great ideas. I went back as I was like a junior and senior in my early life. What are you two doing?
I mean,
I'm listening.
Yeah, okay.
I'm an active listener.
Yeah. And I looked at some of the ideas I made when I was younger, and they were not too great. But I ended up going for IT and IT instead. Like I said, I was in the same program with Sean. Mainly because my parents at the time were like, it's, video games aren't real, they're not a job, blah 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 blah. Like the standard.
They're not real.
Yeah, they're not real. Standard,
I mean,
like
to be fair,
late
I
40s.
literally said the same thing earlier.
What?
In the beginning, I said real things and video games.
Oh, true,
Like
true.
everything.
But standard stuff for like late 40s parents at the time, they just like didn't believe in the video game market or anything. So, like I said, I was like 17. I wasn't really strong enough to like fight for my individual dreams. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll just go for the more realistic option, even though I disagreed. And I went for IT. And to be fair, at least from what I was told, maybe they tell everyone this, but from what I was told by the teachers, I was really good at IT, and I was really like I had hope or whatever. They were like, you're a bright student, you're one of my favorite students. Da, 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 da. Why did you stop doing your homework? Da, 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 da. So I eventually failed out of IT. Not failed out, but I decided to leave before I would fail out, but I would have anyway, to be fair. I just kind of like, I clashed, and I couldn't realize at the time until I looked back later as an older, more wiser person. I was just clashing with something that I in no way wanted to do, and I didn't have the willpower at that point in my life to be like, well, I'll do it anyway because like it'll be good for me in the long term. I feel like if I went now, as old as I am now, I would be able to complete the program easily. But at that time, at that young age, which is why I'm a big, not to get political, but I'm a big proponent of, hey, if you're a parent,
You are big.
true, I am huge. If you are a parent and you are raising a child, please let them stay in your house until they're like 21 at least. People should get a few more years to just figure themselves out. There's
In this economy.
in this
It's
economy,
not an 18-year commitment. It should be a 30-year commitment.
30. We could make that a whole topic on its own. I'm not sure I agree with 30, but I feel like by like mid 20s, most people have a solid understanding of, if not what they want, they've had enough practice on learning how to be an adult. Like I feel like most people, if you're like 25 and you're still someone who calls off like 8 times a month or something, I think that's just kind of the person you are, and you're not going to change. But I think most
You need
people
to find
grow.
something that isn't standard work. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people grow out of like irresponsibility, I guess, by like somewhere around the mid 20s, where they start, always showing up to work, not calling off unless you actually need to, blah 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 blah, not causing like too many problems at work, blah 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 blah. Not that all things in life are work and not all responsibility is related to work, but it's just from my personal experience what I've seen as I see younger people under me struggle with the same exact shit I did, and I start to realize that like when we get new employees in and they're younger and whatnot, I've thought about it multiple times where like there was a dude who was like 25 that trained me when I was like 17 at Taco Bell, and I'm like, I'm there, that guy.
Yeah.
So
You're that
like,
guy now.
how can I? And that's, I hate that, by the way. I'm so old. But how can I be better than he was? Because like I'm not saying he was shit, but like, you know what I mean. It's just like I want to be a good representation. Yeah, like I want to be a good, not role model like I'm their fucking father, but I just want to be a good workplace teacher. Not
Yeah.
I don't want the people working under me to like want to die.
I don't know if you
But-
said this on the podcast, but all three of us are assistant managers at a very respected pretzel establishment.
Oh yeah.
In the city. The busiest one in the city. of Pittsburgh. I mean, whatever. Hey,
So
we'd have to get big for us to be docked. So I mean, like, hey, I get
I mean,
Sean's
anyone
already
online who knows
permadoxed.
me, yeah, I'm permadoxed Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh. You're not getting more than that anymore. I don't live at the old address that was public information. Do not go there trying to find me.
So real. Hey, we're protected now.
Mm-hmm.
But I trailed off. But basically, right? I went for IT. Sean, you were laughing when I said I was a good student. Do you think it's because I'm stupid, or
No,
did you agree that
I wasn't laughing? I was shaking my head no, and like because they did not tell that to everyone.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 of us that got, wow, you're such a good student who has potential, and everyone else was just a disappointment.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got the vibe that it was genuine, but like also like some of my art narcissism is like, wouldn't a teacher say like every kid who is struggling, like, hey, you're one of the good ones, buddy, to like try and like make them feel better. Yeah,
every single one of them. They did not tell people who were doing bad that like you're doing great, bud, keep it up. They were like, this is what you need to do. Do it or you're going to fail. To everyone who wasn't just like passing easily, like
yeah. But
I feel like my teacher in photography and cinematography was very sad to see me go whenever I went.
Yeah, I got like I said, me and Sean kind of breezed through the first 2 quarters with like 0 issue, and right around like the start of the 3rd quarter is when I started to just kind of give up, and I started not going at all. So they had already known me for like a year or however long it really was, close to a year. And I got a talk from like 3 or 4 different teachers that were both like all of them, none of them were like under half an hour of talking. And it really seemed like they wanted to see me like do better and all that stuff. So I'll at least say, although I didn't complete my program at PTC, if you're somehow a strangely niche person listening to this who is thinking about going to PTC, I believe the teachers, at least in the IT program, actually do like care about the students, because there's a lot of colleges that are kind of perceived as like meat factories where they're just like your student number 700 billion, and like they don't even like really care. Probably don't even like know your name. You're just a number. But
yeah,
PTC really wasn't like that from my experience. The teachers were really good at PTC. Genuinely, like all of them. There's no teacher in the IT program that I can think of off the top of my head that I was like, yeah, I genuinely like hate this teacher. There were ones that I liked more than others, but they were all pretty good. But that's why I ended up going to college. It was just kind of like parental pressure, and I wasn't a strong enough person at the time to resist that pressure. They were really the parents who were like, all right, well, here are your 2 options. You're going to go to college or you're going to move out. And I was like, well, I'm broke as fuck, so I guess I'm going to college. I don't want to be homeless. But so yeah, and now I'm saddled with $40,000 of debt for it. So
oh yeah,
winners stay winning. You know how
hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah,
hell yeah, brother.
Tyler, everyone else has their numbers out. What's yours? Bro, is thinking.
bro.
What?
Like, how much debt do you have?
Your debt number for student?
Oh, I think. Okay, so I've actually been paying mine, unlike both of you.
What?
And
I gotta start paying mine.
I think mine is actually down. I think last time I asked my dad, it was like 11,000.
Life could be.
And it's been like a year now since then. It might be below 10K now.
What did it start at? Like when you left, what did it state? What was it? The total?
I think it's somewhere around what yours was.
I think
Was 14,000.
I
Yeah.
got fucked so hard, and I'll never really understand why looking back on it, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, why do you owe so much? Your dad probably had like bad credit. My dad was like 750 or some shit, somewhere. He was at least above 700, and I think it might have been that we weren't poor enough, because when I applied to college, my dad was working at a federal prison and making like $38 an hour or something.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably
I
just that
had
we
felt
weren't poor enough. And so because my parents weren't poor enough, I have massive debt for my entire life. So
Yeah,
that's
I was poor.
that's
I
cool.
qualified for everything like
I was
Hell
able to
yeah.
get some FAFSA.
Yeah.
I think that's why I got so little. Okay, so actually I was at like 22K.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
think I
starting
was, like, a
number
little
was
above
somewhere
20K.
around like
Somewhere.
46K.
Mine would have been 35. But then something happened. And I got rid of half of it.
Easy.
COVID happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom died.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. See, I thought you were talking about COVID.
She was responsible for half of it. I was responsible for half of it. That's how parent loans work. But I was going to be responsible for all of it once I like got out and got a job. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then her brain went pop. So.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
there
the
you
crazy
go.
thing, right,
Money saver.
is all right. So
Yeah.
my parents actually. So on our vacation. Okay, yeah, that's right. On our vacation last year, we got into a car accident, and with the money that my dad got back from the truck being totaled, I can't remember. I can't remember everything, like the exact way that it happened, but I think. Oh no! It had nothing to do with that actually. It was they took out a little bit more from their mortgage loan from their house, and my dad just one shot all my credit to pay back to the school. And the bank, he basically paid off my college loan with that, and then I'm paying him back, but like the interest is gone.
He did the math, and your mortgage interest rate is less than your. Oh, that's right. You didn't get entirely FAFSA, so that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, and also the loan was through the bank with my college loans.
Yeah, so I'm the only one still on like FAFSA. Nick got fucked.
Yes.
Tyler kinda got fucked, but like his parents
Recovered.
him.
Real.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I was paying it back for a long time before that. I was still gonna eventually pay it back. But my dad was like, yeah, interest is lame, and then just like one shot all the interest basically. And so now I'm still paying it, but I'm paying back my parents and less than I would have had to pay.
Yeah, we're talking about college. Of course, we're going to talk about student loans and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
What else? Oh, I also am down to a pretty decent number on my car. I've actually been paying my debts, which is why it's been really hard for me to save.
I'm paying off mine too.
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong messaging. I need to find my what my dad said that I still owed on my car.
Yeah, so while he's doing that, I'm still paying off mine. I'm down to one credit card and my student loans. I've got another credit card that I'm using right now, but like stuff happened and I had to go on like a plan that canceled it and whatever. So I get that back, and I think in after April. What's after April?
May.
I think I get that one back in May. So like I'll pay the one I'm using right now in the middle off, and then I'll be down to that one card and my student loans, and that's the only debts I'll have.
I'm
love
lucky.
My car-
The
My
only
car
debt
is
I have,
7,600.
the only debt I have is my $40,000 of college debt.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky guy. I only have one source of debt.
Yeah, welcome to America, where if you're not born rich, you start in the negatives by a significant.
Hell yeah. I've honestly wondered that, like, if I don't blow up in a social media influencer like prospect, if I don't become a streamer or YouTuber, and
Or if,
I
like, your
don't,
game doesn't pop off.
yeah, or my game doesn't
Yeah.
pop off, and I don't make a lot of money,
Are you ever going to pay it
I
back?
might not be able to pay off that debt before I'm dead. I've
Yippee!
Yahoo! So that means I need this podcast to pop off. So again, remember to
So,
like,
like,
subscribe, and comment, share with your friends. Your
Well-
whole family needs to see it.
Yeah. Your
Please,
whole
I need to
family
pay off my
needs to see it.
loans.
Your grandma
Um,
loves us.
Yeah,
Your grandma loves me.
Yeah, real.
but I'm like, damn, what kind of job and how much money would I actually need to make to like get rid of that while paying for like being alive? Because
While
They
paying
said-
for being alive.
they said, they were like, oh, it's real easy, dude. You can pay it off by the time you're like 35 if you give us $700 every month. And I was like, holy fuck! That's it.
$700 a month.
Oh, that's it. Oh, cool.
Oh man, guess you guys forgot about like needing to eat to live, and also groceries, and also if you have a
Yeah.
car, and also transportation, and also
yeah, but actually,
Oh.
you don't understand. If we had gotten jobs from in this field, we would have 2 times the income we make now.
Well, hey, just buy. You know what? I think a good solution: just go out and buy 10 rental properties.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Why don't
mean-
you have 10 rental properties
Yeah,
that you own right
I
now?
mean, I did it by the
That's a
time I
little
was
ridiculous.
21. So
Yeah.
Yeah, back in my day, I worked at mom and pop shop, and you know what I used that for? I fed my 4 kids and bought a house and paid off 3 cars. Yeah, that was enough. Yeah.
Yeah. The starting wage at McDonald's buys me 7 Bugattis, and I still have enough to buy 87 rental properties. So
Really?
now I'm making that passive income, and I bought McDonald's. So yeah, I do this podcast on the side just as a little bit of fun. But yeah, I'm making billions by the second. So
We don't make a bad hourly, by the way.
No, we don't.
For our area, we make an insane hourly for what we do. And yep.
Yeah.
I forget, like, people put the post out that it's like $19 an hour is the new $7.25
Yeah.
for the old generations, and it's like, I mean,
Actually,
I'm sure there was a
it's
time
worse.
when $7.25 was like a half decent amount. Like, minimum wage was definitely livable off of.
Yeah, back
I
when it first
cannot
came out.
imagine making like 2.5 times less money than we do now.
Yeah. I'd starve.
We wouldn't be able to live.
I wouldn't be able to live in a house.
Yeah, between bills and rent, I would be in the negatives after that. So just
Even
permanently going into
working-
debt.
Yeah.
And that's splitting it 4 ways, and also don't have any kids, don't have any like dependents or anything like that. Nope.
Yeah, no. Just
Completely unlivable.
you've got bills and you've got a car.
And like $5 on top of that, like $12 an hour, also unlivable.
Yep.
Like you probably unironically do need like $15 an hour to at least be livable, but under like not great conditions.
Anyone not living with their parents will not work for under 16 an hour in this area, because you can't afford the cheapest of cheap rent.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Hey, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Do any of y'all have any roommates that you didn't like, or roommates that you especially liked, other than like the obvious? Like, we can talk about how like,
Oh,
I was roommates with Nick for a bit, and then whenever I left college, which was like a quarter early than he did, so 3 months earlier than he did, then you moved in with him. But like, any
I
other
had
roommates that you
most
liked or
roommates.
dislikes?
I had the most roommates, and I actually had 0 problems with any of them. They might have had problems with me that they never talked about or told me about, but here's the thing: most of the people going to college are like, well, at least me. For me personally, I don't know
Mhm.
how cringe everybody else is about tolerating people with differences, but me personally, I am very easy to like live with from like me at least. Like I might not be easy to live with, but like I can live with people who are like
Very different.
awful, or most people would say awful.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with anyone in my double rooms. That's before and after I had a double room with Nick. I didn't have a problem with anyone in like the rooms attached to the double room. I didn't have a problem with anyone they had over.
Yeah, I'd say I had a very uneventful college life too in terms of like dorm roommates. I don't have anyone to complain about really.
There was that one person that lived with you that
Mhm.
was like, no, we can't do
Oh,
was
the
it
Ethernet cord thing.
Ethernet cords. No. And then like you were like at one point you're like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
See, I went to my buddy's room, my buddy Tyler's room, and literally every single member of their household has a fucking Ethernet cable to the router.
Also, the reason he was saying no Ethernet cords is because he was stupid and didn't and thought quite literally that connecting an Ethernet cable will cut up the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, IT student, by the way. I wonder if he
No,
made
he
it.
wasn't.
No, he was
He wasn't.
the only
Oh, he
one.
wasn't?
He was the only one in our dorm that wasn't an IT student. The other ones were. I still remember their
I feel like
name.
maybe
It
the other
was-
ones weren't as pushy then.
They also
Like-
had Ethernet cards or Ethernet
Yeah, they
cords.
had Ethernet cables like the
once
moment that you
we
did it.
yeah. It was what happened is once we did it and nothing happened, they immediately got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
kind of we were the martyrs, but nothing. We weren't sacrificed. Like nothing came of
Yeah.
it. But they were
Yeah,
like,
nothing
oh
came
well,
of it.
they got away with it. So and then they like
Yeah, fuck 'em.
literally like the next 2 or 3 days, they both got Ethernet cords. Because like
Yeah.
He eventually got one. I'm pretty sure. No, he didn't
no,
have a computer.
yeah, he just had like an Xbox that he was the kind of guy who was like, games are for nerds. I go out in my pickup truck and do lawn care. And he had like
Real! I
He-
remember that guy.
he had like FIFA and like some other very generic like they're not actually a gamer.
Yeah.
Like he like used his Xbox for
Yeah.
like Netflix and like YouTube or something probably.
Or could have just
and-
gotten a Roku. It's like a Roku
Yeah.
that can play
Yeah.
sports ball games.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So you probably remember me talking about that guy now. What he would
I
do
remember
is
seeing him.
every time he would get off from his classes, he really was the guy. Like you know the memes that are like, oh, looks like you got the easy shift. Me, I attend the 82-hour
Yeah.
double triple overtime at the ball crushing factory. You know, you'd be like,
We'd be in
you
our
know,
room playing games, and he'd come home from work or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
He'd like lean up against the doors, so like stand at the front of our door, and he
Yeah.
would just talk to us about like, "Yeah, I went to classes, straight to my job, straight to my second job where
Yeah.
I do lawn work."
Yeah,
And then he'd have like his hat was like had like grass shavings on it, and his fucking boots were green.
Do you
'cause he,
remember
like,
this
you
guy,
know-
Sean, or did he move out when you were here?
I remember him. He was there for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
I
think He
don't
was like 3 quarters ahead of us, so he
Yeah.
like graduated near the end.
I don't remember his name really
remember.
anymore
I
at
don't
all.
remember his
But
name
yeah,
either.
yeah, it would be like 2 p.m. It'd be a day where we didn't have any like later in the day classes, so we were done and either playing video games or like doing homework. And bro would come home and be like, "Oh, you have the time to sit around and do homework, huh? Not me. I have a 10-hour lawn care shift coming up, so
I got a
Yeah.
few clients I gotta take care of.
yeah, you know me, I keep it busy."
And then
At the
after that-
ball
and,
crushing
like-
factory.
and, like, listen-
where I get my balls crushed.
And like listen, I'm not hating
for
on
him.
that lifestyle. The specific part that made it very, very slightly annoying, I'm making fun of him now, but I really didn't hate him, he was just the kind of guy that you could tell that in his eyes he was better than you for it. He saw it as like a competition. Like it was like, yeah, my only hobby is that I work. Yeah.
So, I mean,
so like I'm better. I'm more adulter than you. It's like, yeah, I mean, okay. Like, so it is, but that's really the only guy out of any of them. I still remember Andrew by name. I don't, obviously I'm not going to drop like last names, but I also wouldn't know it if I had to. I just remember the one time, this is like the most men moment, like men teacup emoji. Do you remember when they brought home the fucking dildo that had the it could like stick to walls, and they were just throwing it to try and get it to like stick to the doors?
John was there when I wasn't.
That was Tyler. That was before me. I was in
it was one of yours. I don't remember who.
Definitely wasn't me.
No, it was not me.
Maybe it was me, and I didn't remember it.
I was in my double room with my other roommates before, and you guys were talking about that. Yeah, no, they did that early, and then I moved in like next quarter.
Yeah, there was some day, I don't remember who or if it was just me who experienced it, because there was a very small period of time where. Were they always your roommates, Tyler? I'm not remembering the timeline now. There was a very small amount of time where I wasn't with either of you. No, they were my roommates, and I had a complete stranger in my duo, and they were just like not social. I didn't like them, but they left very early. So the entire time, because my specific roommate, my specific duo one was like the only one I didn't like, and I really honestly don't remember anything about them. I like lived the homeless hobo lifestyle for like 2 months until I finally got like caught at Tyler. I lived in Tyler's apartment, and I slept on the couch for like 2 months. And all of his roommates were like cool with it for a very good while.
Except there was the one.
Yeah.
There was like Logan. He had like longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just sit in his room anytime that he wasn't on classes. He would just sit in his room. He also was from Johnstown. And he would like watch iDubbbz and like those kind of YouTube creators or something like that. But Joji, before he got popular, when he was like Pink Guy, I don't know anything about that group if I'm being honest. But yeah, he would like watch them, and he would just like sit there and laugh, and he would, I don't know, he was really nice. And then there was Josh, who would sit in his room, and he was like all of us, like the rest of us, we were like roommates.
Yeah.
But he was like acquaintance that lived with us.
Yeah.
We would see that, bro. Maybe if he's making something in the kitchen. Maybe if he's leaving for class or coming back from class. Or you'd see him walking around the actual like school part, not like the campus. Not like the rooms or anything like that. And that was like the only times we would see him. And yeah, he had a problem with it because I can't remember what happened. He was like he got corn dogs or something, and then he was like, roommates eating all my damn corn dogs, and then like your friend who was on the couch because that's what Nick was basically living on, the couch. He's eating all my corn dogs. And then it got to the point where basically Nick couldn't be there anymore. And then the next day after Nick left, I saw Chan the man walk into the kitchen while I'm making ramen, and he opens the freezer and takes out a fucking corn dog. And I'm like, okay, bro. What are we saying?
I mean, like, to be honest, I don't remember. I might have had a corn dog too. Who knows?
I mean, fuck them.
And again,
I remember also buying corn dogs, and they just randomly were gone. like way faster than I was eating them personally.
Mm.
Like I definitely didn't eat all the corn dogs in my pack, and so I was just like, okay.
fucking
But then after they were gone, there was another box of corn dogs, and I didn't get them, but I had like one or two.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
And I
everyone
just
just
think
decided
that's
that the corn dogs were off limits.
And I just think that's
In
how
particular.
people should live personally. Not to get political, but like, fuck it. It's a
I had
corn
all
dog.
my food in my room. I didn't have
Yeah.
any frozen food after that point. I'm like, you remember, I
Yeah.
literally had a whole like one of my shelves in the clothing whatever they're called,
Dresser?
dressers. Yeah, my top shelf in the dresser,
wrong.
the top drawer was all food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
no,
was actually like ramen
at
packs.
the at the end
and the
of the
second one was
career.
also food.
At the end of the career, when it was me and Sean, we
Oh yeah, I
adopted
left
the
behind your
stratagem.
stash.
Yeah, we adopted the stratagem, and literally all 4 shelves of that dresser had food of different kinds in them. It was
That's
basically
based.
it basically became a dry pantry, and we didn't take like any of it. So someone came in one day and was just like, "Oh, a drawer filled with like 32 Dinty Morse beef stew soup cans." Sure, why not? Oh, an entire drawer of like we laid ramen on top of each other like we were fucking making bricks, like a brick
Yeah.
house. An entire drawer of just beef ramen. Okay, why not?
That was that was peak. That was peak.
I hope it was like a cleaner and they just like took that shit home. I don't
True.
know.
I hope it was
They're probably
nobody,
needed
and
to
they
live
just was just like, yeah, maybe the next person that lives here wants this,
Yeah,
and they
for
just
real.
left it for him. Because imagine moving in, like you come with
Yeah.
your parents.
I
to
hope
move
we created
in.
a tradition.
See, okay, so also my other roommates was Chan the man. He loved drugs.
He did.
Mostly weed, but like he loved drugs. He honestly wouldn't be in the double room. He was in the double room with me, but he wouldn't be home very often at all. Because he would just go out and do drugs
Hell
with his
yeah.
homies.
Hell
That was
yeah.
it. But sometimes he would come back and then just leave again. But sometimes, right, he would tape up the smoke detector and he would hotbox the shit out of our room, doing drugs in our room with his buddies. And I said, he was like, "You mind if I do this?" And I was like, "Man, like, nah, I guess not. Just do your thing. I don't know. I'll go hang out with Noah and the kid in the living room or something." And that's basically what I did. Is I just took my laptop and I just like went to the kitchen or something, because Noah, who I would say is probably my favorite roommate that wasn't Nick, he was pretty based. I mean, he played a lot of different games, but like he didn't have a PC for a while. But at first he was just an Xbox gamer, but I watched him as he acquired a PC, and like I was there when he set up his like first real gamer PC and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." Are you good, Sean?
You can put this under the thing.
Bro, I did that day one.
It's still day one for me.
Okay, true.
It's not fair.
No, have you seen so if you do this, I was like, oh, okay, it worked on that one because it's been opened like 87 times. If you actually snap it on, it can actually get hard to like open. I was like, what the fuck? And I'd like do it with my teeth. Yeah, you can just push the back thing and it pops right up instantly. In fact, it actually says press to open on it. Incredible. I felt like a
We just
monkey
don't
discovering
read.
like sparks when I clacked the rocks
Yeah.
together. Oh.
And always remember, from personal sample size, it's like, oh, our consumer's gonna get it, right? They're not dumb. No, they're not gonna get it.
No, they're not. Like, we are
It
down.
literally says press to open. Ain't no one reading that shit. I didn't even know you could do that.
Nobody got time
It's
for
like,
that.
It says it on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's why they color code. Like that's why like a start button on a machine is green, because like green mean go. Like they're not gonna read the word start. Like no shot.
Now, we might not have a lot to talk about here because we're gonna save Gamer Club for the bonus episode. Is like a quick half an hour conversation about that.
Yeah.
On the Patreon. We have a Patreon. It's gonna be linked below. I would hope.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're still listening, then goddamn, you should go subscribe to that 100% directly to support us, so that we can so that this guy can pay off his $40,000 of debt.
Yeah, that would help.
And I can pay like my total like $2,000 in debt between credit card, car, and hey, $5. I mean, like that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying?
True,
Like
I mean,
$5,
hey.
like a few times, I'm sure would help.
You get bonus episodes every week. We'll probably do like a Q&A every month, or maybe like more, depending on how often we can collect questions that we want to actually answer. And then probably we'll also reinvest it into the podcast as well. So,
Bro, it'd be nice to have like an IRL setting.
It would,
but I feel like logistically it would be hard. But we could find a way to make it work. At least, especially if I were to move back to Johnstown, then it's kind of Jover, right?
I'm getting lost from like Sean.
It just stopped working.
It's like
okay.
It's like a caveman. Like, well, how many times have you refilled it?
That was the first time.
What setting is it on?
4.
See. Have you tried being better?
Okay. But yeah.
But yeah, go
on. For games during college, I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, we got to talk about video games at some point. But like, what games happened during college? What like gamer things happened other than League Club and Dota Auto Chess? That was like the peak of Dota Auto Chess coming out.
While we were still roommates, I introduced Sean to Ascension.
Really?
I can answer this question.
Well, no, it wasn't Ascension. It was private servers. That was the first time me and Sean ever played WoW. We duoed all the way to max level through like actual questing.
That was,
and like
that was
only
after college.
Was it? No, I swore we played endless.
That was back when I was in the party house.
I swear I played it. I swear we played endless when we were roommates.
No, the notable gamer things that happened when we were in college was club, the team, Dota, and auto chess.
Was that your introduction to Dota? Like, was our group?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Dota Auto Chess, when it first came out, at least, really good. I mean, that started a movement. That was like the PUBG. What PUBG is to I'm sure there were battle royals before, but PUBG really like skyrocketed the genre's popularity, and then everyone started doing it. It's like Dota Auto Chess, literally a mod in Dota, like a special arcade mode made by random people. Kicked off what started like TFT, which is a pretty big gamer for Riot and stuff like that.
I mean, Dota is honestly a very historic game, even like by its own accolades. But the fact that League of Legends was a Dota mod and Dota was the first MOBA, so Dota spawned the MOBA genre, And then Dota's arcade capability went on to spawn the auto battler genre. Like there were probably some games out there with like automated battling systems beforehand, but like the actual constructed
Yeah.
genre of
Auto battlers on
it
like a
came
grid and
it came from auto chess. It spawned its own genre. So Valve went on to make their own one, like Dota Underlords. That shit is dead.
yikes.
Yeah,
We played it like twice.
it's dead as hell. But the whole genre overall has flourished because of it. I mean, like,
Hearthstone turned
yeah.
into
Hearthstone Battlegrounds is like the only thing keeping the lights on at the Hearthstone division
Bro.
at Blizzard.
yeah,
And-
just the entirety of Blizzard.
You think the entirety of Blizzard? I'd say at least like it's what's keeping Hearthstone alive.
For sure.
But
I don't know. What are people gonna do? Play Overwatch 2?
no, sir. What, Heroes of the Storm?
What else is there? Heroes of the Storm?
What? Retail WoW? I mean, I guess. Diablo 4?
I mean,
Yeesh.
I feel like retail WoW is still popular enough.
Yeah, it's
And
still
it really
it still
like
has
reaches
numbers.
for your wallet and jerks you off.
Yeah,
So-
they have added a lot of them. Now you can buy like they kind of just look at what Ascension does and then go like, well, people are doing it for Ascension, so might as well do it for like real WoW. Like they basically the ethereal bazaar that exists in Ascension, where like transmog items just rotate around and you don't have to like earn them. You just go to the rotating shop and you can directly buy transmog. They added that to real WoW. It's called like the
I think that's one of the coolest
Traveler's
things.
Post or something like that.
I think it's
Yeah.
just the trading post or something.
Yeah, it's something
Maybe it's
post.
Travelers.
I don't know. It's something post, and so they ripped that straight off of Ascension, and then they did Season of Discovery recently, which is just kind of like official Ascension for the most part, but it's like Classic Plus with like it's classic with changes
Yeah.
and
It
all
still
that
has
stuff.
classes, but it's like different modifications to classes and like more specs,
I still
The
think
le-
it's funny how
like
for
mage
Blizzard to be
healers.
successful, they have to, undo what they've done to the game for the past 10 years.
Hell yeah! But
And
WoW-
then do
WoW-
what
WoW
a
is
private
its
server
own-
has done.
Yeah, WoW is
and
its
then do
own
something
can of
someone else
worms,
is
but
doing.
they're basically keeping the lights on by like looking at what two dudes in a basement are like doing over at Ascension. They're like, huh, our entire company couldn't think of this. Or like, here's like, and we talked about this in a previous episode too with like AAA companies. I think there are probably very good developers at Blizzard that are still working on the MMO, but the problem is they're like, what if good idea, and then like 20 other idiots are like, that sounds stinky.
Get it out of here. No way
So-
to make money off of that
How
one.
do I monetize that?
Yeah. But
No way
like,
to make
how
money
does it
off
make
that one.
money? And so I feel like it's honestly, which a lot of YouTubers and other content creators have said as well, it's almost never actually the developers. It's just the people above them
Yeah.
who are like, yeah, nah, because like that's stupid. Because like they're like suggesting ideas that make the game better. They're not suggesting ideas that like make the game money. And AAA content studios have become so much about the money that like the product doesn't matter anymore.
That's why I feel like most of the people who are in that field that go off and make something solo actually like benefit from it so much because they
Yeah.
make decent games. And that
At least like
it's-
at least super like mentally, people, there's a lot of developers that have gone on to like talk about it on interviews and stuff. They're like, yeah, I just like thought maybe I hated my career and I like maybe it just wasn't for me anymore. And then I like went off and made my own game and I was like, wait, I fucking love this shit. I feel like a kid where, every day I'm doing my job, I'm like smiling ear to ear and the world is beautiful because
it
I'm
worked out
making my
because-
own decisions now.
Yeah, and then I released that shit and like 10,000 people bought it, but like I put it up for $5, so I made 50 grand. Like just
Yeah.
like that. Like it's crazy. And that's like the only thing I hear in like solo dev other than like the rare ones like Phasmo and Stardew. It's just
Or they're like, yeah, I'm a baller. We're millionaires now.
I've known
We just started hiring staff.
I've known absolutely nothing about coding. I took the course, spent 2 years on this game, released it, and it popped off.
Lethal Company.
W.
Yeah.
The furry Newgrounds artist, making Roblox games.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do we have any closing thoughts on college?
Shit sucks.
College?
Don't go unless you actually wanna.
You need to have a lot more of a plan than be 17 and be forced into it, or be 17 and want a career and blah blah blah. You need to think it through. Think beyond college. College is not the end point. You need to do research, and you need to make sure that the money you are going to pay is worth it.
Yeah. Could really fuck up your life.
Careful.
I agree.
Do not go to college for no reason, unless you're rich or you have rich parents. Then do whatever the fuck you want. But like,
Sure, I guess you have a little bit of a safety net to fail.
Yeah.
do not just go to college because you need to go to college to make money. There are ways to get around that are less expensive. Even the tech school or whatever. You need there are certifications and things like that you can look into. Do research on whatever you want to do. Don't go to college, don't lock yourself into debt, but look, see if there's another way to get into the field. Like,
Oh, it's so true because I've heard so many anecdotes and stories that like people who are working at IT companies or people who are working IT for a company don't have a degree. They have like a Google certification. Yeah.
Especially for fields like IT, just look into it. Try to see if college is the only way to do what you want to do, and if it isn't, the other ways are probably better.
At least in America. This is advice for America.
Yeah.
If you're in Ireland, go to college with your like 2K debt. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you'll pay that off in no time. But in America, it's so fucked, and it's so anti small guy. You need to make sure it's going to pay off. Not like, oh, it'll work itself out. No, it doesn't.
It really don't. You're gonna be slinging pretzels.
College. Real. couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think my closing thoughts is like, I feel like whenever I was leaving college, that's like the one time. That's like the first time I ever giga chatted all over my parents. Like, I don't. Like, obviously, I was a little rat fuck as a kid. I'd get in trouble all the time, perma. But as I got older, it was like I would like never get in trouble. And like I feel like I would just always do what my parents wanted me to do, and then like stay out of trouble, things like that. And then like I went to college, you know, that made them happy. And then like I called him one day, and I was like, yeah. So this thing's been going on. I decided that I really didn't want to do this anymore, and I didn't want to waste any more of my time and money. And I already talked to the people like at the school itself. It's pretty official. I'm coming home. Do I still have like a place at your house? That was like, because I feel like a normal person, like, maybe they would like, or I was like the kind of person who you would imagine would like call my parents and be like, I kind of want to drop out, but like what do you think? Or like, I want to like leave and I don't want to do this anymore. Or tell my parents I don't want to do it anymore, and then they'd say, "Suck it up, Buttercup. You're in it." But I didn't even fucking ask. I was just like, "Yeah, so it's done. I'm coming home. I'm not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
Because like it is in stone. I do not go to the school anymore.
Yeah.
I will be coming home.
Am I coming home or am I finding somewhere on the street?
Yeah. And yeah, I was just so mentally done. I honestly don't know what happened. Because it wasn't just like, I mean, like, I just don't want to take some of these classes. Or that wasn't the only reason. It was just like I was so mentally burnt out. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I just couldn't do it anymore no matter what. It was just like I obviously didn't want to do it anymore. And I've always gotten burnt out on things, like that's why I change games a lot. Like whatever I'm playing, I jump game to game. I can't just fucking. I'm not the kind of person who buys like a year of membership for a game like WoW. But I mean, that's assuming I really liked WoW. But let's assume in a world where I liked WoW, even that is an Ascension. I'm not the kind of person who can just get like a year membership of WoW or Wizard 101 or Pyro 101 and then only play that for a year and get like my max. I can barely do a month, and then I want to kind of like move on to the next game for a little bit and like do something different.
We're very much variety.
Do a new thing.
We're a variety gamer group. There's like people that I've read comments on online. They're like, "Oh yeah, me and my buddies, we've played Halo and like only the Halo franchise for like 6 years." It's like it could not be me.
Yeah,
could not be me.
His friends.
Honestly,
like Deep Rock Galactic, maybe.
World of Tanks, the mech comfort shit piss.
Yeah. But back to Tyler's point though.
Honestly, like I was just really burnt out, and I've gotten burnt out a lot of things. But honestly, doing YouTube recently has really over like the past 9 months or so, and only taking like 2 short breaks, and that's because I felt like the game I'm covering didn't really have any content on it. But now I've kind of put steps in place and planned out what I'm gonna do when lull periods in the game come. But yeah, it's kind of made me realize that like now that I found something that I actually really, really, really care about, I'm honestly like doing shit a ridiculous amount of hours. I'm like, for like the past 3 weeks, I've been on like a grind where all my free time I'm either like cooking a meal, working out, making like new thumbnail reactions or like making new facial reactions for thumbnails, making thumbnails for videos I haven't made yet but I plan on making, like changing up the title, doing like everything, making a Patreon, like rewriting my about pages on like my social medias, like doing more tweeting, things like that. I'm basically like all into to this, and you'd think like with that I would get burnt out really fast, and that worries me still that I might, but I honestly don't feel it at all yet, because I feel like I've finally gotten into a point where I just really like what I'm doing, and I don't know, maybe I'll burn out just because it's a lot of work, but even then I feel like I could just cut down how much I'm doing before I like completely stop, and I would also be fine, because like I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing. And like maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the key. Maybe I thought I found what I enjoyed doing before and then I burnt out, but the reality is that I just wasn't enjoying it enough, or wasn't feeling it enough. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've almost conquered burnout, knock on wood, but yeah, you know how.
I hope so, buddy.
We love conquering burnout.
That would go hard.
Burnout. All the homies hate burnout.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad game. Mid-racing game.
Yeah. I haven't even played it.
Yeah, I remember Burnout Paradise for the PlayStation 2. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Hey, Sean.
What?
How did you feel moving back? So, you were in Maryland all all your life, right?
Yeah.
And then you
No.
randomly
No,
came.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. No.
for
I
a
was
while.
born in Maryland.
Yeah.
Moved from Maryland to South Carolina at like 5, around there. Then, at like 5th grade, so after like 4 or 5 years, moved
Yeah.
back to Maryland. Then, I did high school in Maryland. Came up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
for
Yeah. I was
college.
getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was so. Yeah, I forgot about the South Carolina thing, but you were in Maryland for most of your life, with that besides like a 5-year gap
Yes.
where you were in South Carolina, and I assume that was also moving with family. You weren't just like 5 years old, like just chilling, just living in
No.
your own place,
I
Oh,
was
okay,
living
yeah,
with
just
my
making sure.
grandfather. Yeah, living with
Yeah,
my
yeah.
grandfather. Who died about 3 months after my mom, by the way.
That's awesome, bro. We don't care.
No one
Anyway,
cares.
that's rough. Yeah. So anyway, flashbang. Moving back. Yeah, you moved to college in Pittsburgh, or you moved to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh for college.
Yeah.
And you were there for 2 years of college. Then you moved back to Maryland
Yeah,
for a year,
about a year, yeah.
about a year, just to move back to Pittsburgh again to do Homie House with like the dudes you met in college and one of their girlfriends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were really good friends at that point, so why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, that's fair. We like basically after you two met at the start of college, that was by the time you moved into Homie House, that was solid 3 years of us talking in Discord, almost or straight up living together when it comes to you and Nick for like a few months during college. Yeah, that was like a solid 3 years of us talking in Discord every day, hanging out and
Not
playing
you, because
games.
you hated us.
Yeah,
You
true.
would come
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
True.
Oh, okay.
No, you,
There
you
were
were
many
quite sporadic.
times
There were like
where
week-long period.
Yeah.
A couple weeks. You just
Yeah.
wouldn't show up.
what a hater,
I just
honestly.
mean like the grand scheme of like
It
three
was just
whole
me
years.
and my buddy Sean,
Yeah, I know.
all alone.
Yeah, hey, you know how it
Crazy.
be. You know how it be.
Yeah, I mean you're a
Us
busy
sitting
guy.
in- us
Yeah,
sitting
I'm
in
just
the
doing my own
Discord,
thing,
Yeah.
crying, pissing, shitting, coming,
Farting.
just waiting for our good buddy Tyler,
Real.
also known
Yeah.
as Real Aqueous on YouTube. Don't forget to like and
No,
subscribe.
it's
Yeah,
just
like and
Aqueous.
subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
Don't
subscribe to
forget
his Patreon and our
his
Patreon.
and our Patreon, and don't forget to like and share and comment.
And like go
subscribe on
ahead
this
and hand
one.
over your
Yeah.
credit card.
Yeah,
In
and-
fact, I'll take the whole wallet.
Credit card.
to be
Yeah, if you
safe.
want to send us your social security number, that'll be great.
Yeah.
You want to finish the question you were asking?
Oh yeah, so like how do you actually feel about Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania in general? And like do you like it more than the other places that you've lived? And like if not, I mean I guess the answer would be because it's more convenient. I was going to say like why were you here if it was like if it's like number 3 on like your favorites of the 3 places that you've lived, but like
It's. I will say this. It is quite convenient. Well, it's the only one I've lived in as an adult. So my
Real.
views on the other ones are skewed, and I can pay attention to the laws, but I don't know how those laws are enforced and things like that. Pittsburgh is the best state that I have lived in so far when it comes to things like laws.
state of Pittsburgh?
Or Pennsylvania. Because I know in South
This stupid
Carolina,
American thinks Pittsburgh's a state.
Shut the
Point left. Point left.
Because in South Carolina, the thing that helps me get to sleep at most at night is illegal. In Maryland, having a gun is almost illegal. Like it's pretty hard to get one.
Well, you having a gun is pretty illegal here too.
It's illegal here, but like don't worry about that. But
Okay, brother.
Yeah, it's illegal to me because of the stuff that gets me to sleep tonight. But don't worry about that. I don't have one.
Okay.
But anyway, I will say it is probably like the best one out of the 3 I've lived in when it comes to like laws and things like that. It's still awful. Don't get me wrong. It's still the worst. Get me out, dear God. I hate it.
Everything
But,
sucks here, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's
You got Kennywood.
Kennywood is pretty good.
That goes
Kennywood,
hard.
please.
That goes hard.
Kennywood, money.
Sponsored by Kennywood.
We're
Not sponsored.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, when he could is fun. I could switch the letters around if we were sponsored, though.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, it's the best one. I'm glad that like Homie House was able to have it. And I'm glad that it's like adult life is here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm here. Why did we Oh, yeah, it's because
Just
me and
felt
Alyssa
like
were
it.
going to move out here regardless because of her work
Yeah.
at Children's.
The
And
way
then it was like, well, Nick's also like kind of becoming homeless
yeah.
because of his stepdad.
Yeah.
And
And me, it was because it was possible that the house the house I was living in, the property I was on, because not the party house, but like the actual house part was getting sold.
yeah. So we were all at a place of like, yeah, we could be getting relocated in general, or like you two were. And then like I was like, yeah, I have to for Alyssa's work, which is fine. Like I don't really care.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, I mean the stars kind of aligned for all of us to just kind of be like, oh, yeah, that's a thing we could do, and then we just did it.
Yep.
So I mean that's pretty dank. Where's the next homie house? If it's in
Europe.
America.
Well,
If it had to be in America.
it would probably be the building I'm in now, but I'm not saying what that is.
Oh, okay.
True,
I
that's
meant if
next
we
homie
had to
house.
leave at least the state. What other? Where are we going?
Where are we
Alaska.
going?
Real.
Probably Alaska. Or
It's just dank.
Some
Cold up there. Fuck.
libertarian
Texas.
based state. Not Tech. I wouldn't go to Texas.
You wouldn't go to Texas?
No, I would not.
I as a man
not
would
even
go to
Austin?
Texas.
I want a libertarian based philosophy state, not a if you're not male you don't have rights kind of state.
I would 100% love to go to Austin, Texas, and then I'd get a membership at Iron Forge Gym.
Oh,
And I'd
wow.
just walk in, and I'd have to pretend like, yeah, I see Tectone every day. Yeah. I just look around. I see like Emeru on that machine. I see like Mizkif on that machine. I see like Tectone on that machine. I'm like, yeah, act like you've been here before. Yeah, just in the zone. I just got to do my workouts. Yeah. I pretend like I don't watch these people all the time.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I don't think I'd be fully satisfied with any government that exists inside the world today. I think they all, not to get political, but there's nowhere where I would be fully satisfied. So like, I just have to deal with it, and it would be wherever everyone else moved.
I like
But
most
hopefully-
of Europe. They're at least far better than where we are currently.
I'd say the Swedes have it, or not the Swedes. No, yeah,
Yeah, Scandinavia.
Scandinavians. There we go.
Yep.
The Scandinavians have it closest for me personally.
I would. Out of America, honestly, I don't know enough about other places. I'm just a stupid American who loves my cheeseburgers and my firearms. Okay?
Real.
You think I know what the laws are in Norway? Fuck no. I'm going to Norway.
They're pretty good ones. It's like 27 an hour to work at
Denmark?
McDonald's.
Switzerland? Like, I don't know, man. French, I could probably get a
The only-
baguette.
The only thing you really have to
Real.
deal with is non-forced eugenics.
Like here in America, I would 100% say like, okay, somewhere really. So my idea is, I honestly, some people might like Four Seasons, like it's a lot of variety for them. I'm the opposite. I lived with Four Seasons all my life. I want to just be able to raw dog my lifestyle around one, it either being really fucking cold 90% of the time or really fucking hot. But I am perfectly fine with both. I would happily live in yes, but I'd happily live in either Texas or Alaska, but I do have a preference towards warmer areas, and I would say like the more tropical kind of warm, where like palm trees and shit are. I think those are a whole vibe. I've talked about that on the first podcast. And just like so I would probably go like I would 100% do like Louisiana, Florida, that's a high one. Hawaii, fuck it, volcano time. California, if I had even moderately the amount of money you need to pay rent there.
I would have to be above the Mason-Dixon line. I cannot stand it being too hot.
I don't know where Mason or Dixon are standing. Can you help me with that? What's
I've never even heard of these guys. I don't even know a Mason.
real? Oh, it's between Maryland and Pennsylvania. I should know about that. Okay, so you're saying like north above Maryland, like across the board, like Ohio, Montana, Pennsylvania.
I would need to be at the top of the states where it's colder.
Maine, New York, Vermont.
Not even just
Vermont.
On the East Coast, like Oregon, the ones.
Washington, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
these are all great places.
The Dakotas.
Love those
like
guys.
I was trying to think of those beside Montana.
Palmy House could have been in Michigan.
I want to live somewhere where there's like rainstorms and like there's always a nice gust of wind. I actually think I can't think of anywhere in like like Tornado Alley, like all those states.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of being swept away in a tornado, but like if I could just delete tornadoes from existing and I could live in like a warmer yet like windier climate that like always has a breeze going.
A lot of the tornado states are dry.
Yeah, somewhere out in the plains. Honestly, I don't know if I would hate it or like it. I would have to actually live there for sure to know something like that. I couldn't predict whether I'd like it or hate it, but I think it could be a vibe. I think it could be like my favorite or least favorite place ever to live, depending on how it was whenever I actually got there.
See, here's the thing. As long as I could be left alone, I could manage living anywhere. It's just I have preferences.
Yeah. I feel like as gamers, it's not like here's the thing.
I'm in my room a lot.
Yeah, Asmon, Tectone, and Emmy had this conversation on Steak and Eggs about how much they like living in Austin and how they find it great. And what Tectone basically said is, I love Austin. Austin's great. Except for the other places of Texas, Austin is pretty great people. It's still like t-shirt weather in winter. In the summer it gets hot, but like who cares? I play video games. I just go inside and turn on the air conditioner. So yeah, and like that, I mean, that seems very,
I still remember.
So I have to deal with that a little bit, but
I still remember even when I was a kid in like the middle of summer on a day where it was like 90 and my mom was like, okay, we're going grocery shopping. You gotta come with me. And I'm like, bro, how are you? I will say as a full grown adult, how are you as a full grown adult with your own free will going to choose to go grocery shopping on a day where it's 90 degrees and you have a black van? That boggles the mind for me.
See, my mom
people are weird.
My mom never had like a she did have a dark colored car. She hated it because of that exact
Yeah.
reason.
My dad also had one for a while, and he said it was his least favorite car ever. It was something called like the Phoenix. And I remember when we were growing up, when I was growing up, my dad was not growing up with me. When I was growing up, I would joke about with him that like the car earned its name.
Well, technically he was.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I guess everyone's growing up. But there would literally be days during the summer where he would start the car and put the air conditioner on for like 15 minutes before we got in it, because if not, the seat was like literally physically painful to sit in. It was a jet black car with black seat belts.
That's like my car in the summer.
With black seats. Everything in the entire car was like jet black.
Think about it, that's what my car is now, except I don't have like leather. I have cloth seats, so it's not physically painful to sit on. But like to put like your arm on like the just the anything leather, like the center console. Holy! I'm like cooking I could cook eggs on there. I think people are weirdly inefficient. You know what I mean? Like, what? Okay, so
it's that
I understand. I understand I understand going out to eat and like being like at a restaurant like with like a group of friends or significant other or whatever. I understand that, but in terms of grocery shopping, right? Why are you as a human living in the range of a Walmart and don't just have the ability to get your groceries delivered? Like why are you going out unless you're really close to the Walmart? Why are you making a whole trip out of it? And here's the thing.
I know why we did that.
It's because for a while, like half of our order was getting substituted.
Yeah. Well,
it's like, also, what the fuck? Why?
In, like my family growing up.
Oh, why?
Yeah. We were poor. Like poor.
I want to say that Walmart delivery did not exist when I was like 8. There's like no way.
Yeah, I also feel like that.
So I feel like then
all that
because
came
it
out
wasn't
of
an
COVID
option.
and stuff. COVID made us way more efficient as humans. Like the amount of work from home jobs that used to be like come in, clock into the office jobs.
We're like, getting massively off topic, but it shifted the majority of the workforce in America from like whatever it was before to delivery and transportation.
Yeah. And it's like, so yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. If it's cold out, okay, on any off day, the last thing I want to do, unless I have other things that I have to do, and then that's just another thing, but even then, the last thing I want to do is go to Walmart for like an hour and a half. I would rather like walk around the house, and people already do this. They walk around the house, they make a shopping list, and they write down or they like whatever things that they have to buy. Like, I just do that with the Walmart app open. Yeah, I just walk around. I'm like, oh, we need eggs. Type in eggs, put the eggs in the cart, and get them bitches at the door.
Not sponsored, but this is also like really good life advice. Walmart Plus is $12 a month. You have to tip your delivery person a decent amount unless you're just an asshole. But even with that, $12 a month and the tip. And Express, if you need it the same day, you are paying like $40 extra to just not have to do that.
I mean, yeah. I would say like I would say more like 30. But I mean, it depends. I was
semantics.
Yeah. I guess it depends.
I was giving worst case scenario.
Because we've been doing the whole go to Walmart for a while thing, even like whenever you were living here. But Alyssa and I just did the order from Walmart. Last week we decided to just make an order because her mom has had the Walmart app the whole time, or the Walmart Plus the whole time. So we decided to make an order for our place. And everything was perfectly fine, came perfectly fine, exactly the way we ordered it. The only issue is that our eggs were broken. whoever like carried in the eggs or like put the eggs in the bag or whatever, the eggs were kind of fucked.
Rip.
Like we got like 6 out of a 12 carton, so like half the eggs were broken and cracked and that stuff. But
Rookie
like,
mistake not checking the eggs or breaking them yourself, but maybe it was their first delivery. Who cares?
and like honestly, that's fine. That is so worth. I was so happy I didn't have to take a chunk of my day to like get ready to go to Walmart, drive to Walmart, walk around Walmart for an hour and a half, wait at the self-checkout line, get in the self-checkout, do like all that, like everything that you have to do, get load it all up in the car, drive back, like every single thing you have to do on like a simple order like that. I was so happy I didn't have to do that. And then like we just like ordered it, did whatever around the house, just went about our day. Like 3 hours later, it was at our door. And we were like, "Wow, this is great." I feel like I got so much more time added to my day.
Just make that extra $30 worth it. Yep, do something that makes it worth it, and then there you go. As long as you have it, like.
I mean, if you're getting like, because we have 4 people living here, if you're getting like $300 worth of groceries, not uncommon. $30 for like the delivery tip and payment of Walmart Plus per month is not bad. It's not bad. Like Netflix is almost up there with that price. Unironically, like
That's crazy.
Alyssa and me were canceling some subscriptions, and I canceled my Hulu. She canceled her Disney Plus and Netflix. It's like, wait, no, I don't think she canceled her Netflix, but she canceled like the Disney Plus. But Netflix is like a lot now.
They're all a lot now.
Yeah, they are.
They're not cheaper than having cable anymore. They
Crazy thing is, Amazon is one of the cheapest ones.
Put Locker
they got
is
rid of
free.
The entire reason most people. Hey, you're not allowed to say that.
How am I not allowed
You
to
just
say
did.
that? I just did.
True.
You can't promote online piracy.
Well, I'm not promoting it. I never
Yeah,
said it was
he's just-
good.
He's just stating that that it exists.
Yeah, it's very bad and you should avoid it at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But I was just, it's like saying a foot long is $5 at Subway. I mean, which it's not anymore.
Yeah,
but like
you're just lying.
Yeah, but
fun.
like in the past, it was just like, yes, that is correct. But I'm not saying the foot long is good.
Mm-mm.
It's
as
just
long as we can't be misconstrued as people who promote online piracy.
I would never.
Yeah. Not me.
Don't do that.
Anyway,
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
no.
No, I would not.
No.
Nah, I wouldn't
Well,
do that.
Cars are
So-
cringe because then you gotta pay for like gas and like car insurance and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all wanna cap this episode off? I think we all said everything we
College.
wanted to
So
say.
college, am I right? Like,
I mean, we
College.
can talk about League
we talked
Club
about college for so long.
for like 20 minutes to a half an hour in the bonus episode, and then like
Yeah.
and then we're done
Yeah.
and we're good.
I guess the major points. Make sure college is worth it for you, and if you have the extra $30, get Walmart delivery. It saves you so much. Not
Bro,
sponsored, by the way.
real.
I
Not
wish we
sponsored.
were.
That's the full summary.
I wish we were, but like, yeah.
Oh, not even not even Walmart, but Target. Does Target have
Just
Target?
find
Target
somebody to get your
Plus.
shit
Yeah.
delivered. That's where the
I
majority
get
of
the
the workforce
Sam's
in
Club
America
Plus, probably. Whatever. Yeah. I feel like just be more efficient with your time. You're gonna save yourself a lot of time.
Yeah, don't do it for lazy reasons. Find something to make it worth it.
Real. Yeah. So like, hey, you know how it is. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you very much. And we're about to go record a Patreon episode. So make sure you follow us at Patreon. Link is what I'd be saying right now. Because like I don't really know our actual Patreon URL. So yeah, DuoQ
It's gonna be linked
podcast on
in the
Patreon.
description.
He's definitely going to put it in
Yeah.
the description. He might put it on the screen. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Who
probably
knows?
not. Yeah, who knows though? Yeah. So We're gonna record a bonus episode there, and then after Sean leaves, Nick and I are gonna catch up on a bonus episode from last week that we didn't make last week, but we're gonna make. So 2 episodes going up on the Patreon first thing here. So
High value for $5.
Really worth it.
Real.
Yeah, it's
Real.
really worth it.
Like
Less
2
than a
episodes a
movie
month,
ticket,
you know,
honestly.
maybe more if we have more things to talk about, but at least 2 episodes a month, I would say.
All 5 of you who are going to see this, I hope you download or you subscribe to the Patreon and watch those bonus episodes.
Yeah, and we didn't even
There's
pay
some
him to
good
say that.
stuff in there. Yeah, this guy's doing it for free. Sean, while you're
Yeah.
on this massive platform, is there anything
Oh,
that you
yeah.
want to promote? And
Yeah,
where
yeah.
can people find more Sean?
Where can people find more of me? On my Twitch, my Kick, something else. But you know that one much less. You know, if you just find my Kick, as in KICK, the streaming service, or my Twitch, I think it's also there. It's Sexy Plant Ooh Woo.
So twitch.tv / or is it backslash? Is it? It's forward slash.
Either
Yeah.
the normal slash.
Yeah,
break
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
Some
yeah.
man.
Sexy
Yeah.
Plant Ooh Woo.
Wait. It's forward
Just
slash.
look it up. He's
It's
like the only sexy
I
plant.
looked at my keyboard. It's forward slash.
Yeah.
But you're not a professional streamer until you can repeat your thing. Kick.com / sexy plant ooh woo.
Twitch.tv / sexy plant ooh woo. Kick.com / sexy plant ooh woo. Some other ones, you know, I'm not sure if you know they're.
Yeah, great guy, good streams. Plays a
can
lot of cozy games, stuff like Stardew Valley.
Well, I mean that's what I play off stream. I'm gonna start playing most of my shit on stream, but you know, streams, you know, they're probably gonna become more common. I fell off of it as people do, but you know,
He fell off. You got a girlfriend and he fell off.
I got a girlfriend. I fell off. Well,
That's how it is.
I got the girlfriend, but you know.
Men, am I right?
Yeah.
Hey, you can find me and Nick in the. I like that your name in the actual Discord here is Drunk as Fuck.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can find me and Matrana's channels just in the featured channel list. I don't know if we have them linked below in the description.
Yeah, we do.
But okay, yeah. You can find them linked in the description or in the features channels on the homepage of the YouTube.
Anyone can infer from this podcast that I'm like the description guy. You're like, yeah, honestly, I have no idea what's in that thing.
I do my description, you know, he does the description. I make the clip.
Yeah,
You know, I show up.
Yeah, this guy doesn't do anything. He
I
just
crank
showed up.
my hog.
Yeah, nightly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I've been cranking my hog for like the past, I don't know how long this episode's been going on, but
Well, we started at like 7:30, talked for 30 minutes, so probably about
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah, about 2 hours. Yeah, it's been
All right. Well,
all right.
On that note, everyone, thank you so much for watching the Duo Q podcast. I hope we'll all catch you. Well, not Sean, but we'll catch you next week on the next episode. And you guys have a great night.
Hopefully, I'll be back at some point. But bye.
Next week.